So it's spring break and I'm doing chores while the wife and kid are away. You can see here I've got a door, a hollow core door, and have a hole in it. This was punched with another doorknob because of this weird setup we have. We have two doors back to back. Trying to show you. And bam, punched it in. I repaired it once, which you may be able to see. I ended up putting a hole on the other side of the door and kind of poking through with let's see if I can show you. Yeah, with a pencil to sort of push this back in. Then I leaned against it and it just popped through because there's nothing holding it in. So using a technique I saw online, I bought some spray insulation foam and some two-part epoxy, and I'm going to attempt to repair this using that. Once the spray insulation gets sprayed in and you put the epoxy over the top, you then put drywall or spackle back on and hopefully tape it. But step one is just to cut it out. So I'm going to do that and then I'll come back and we'll do the spray insulation. So here's what I picked up. So-called great stuff for gaps and cracks. This was about $4 at Lowe's. And some JB Quick Weld two-part epoxy. This is one of the cheaper ones because I had no idea how well it was going to work, so I wasn't going to shell out for a pretty expensive one. This is probably going to be a one-use can, but there are videos on YouTube that will tell you how to try to get more than one use out of an epoxy can, so I may do that as well. Oh, sorry, a spray insulation can. So I've already cut the remaining stuff out of the hole. So you can kind of reach down and it's actually just open down there, but there is sort of a framework around here. There's at least something right there, and I guess it's all kind of bare. So I'm going to take some newspaper or something and kind of wad it up and put it in here, and that will hopefully keep the foam from expanding, just dropping down the center of the door. Once I do that, I'm going to try the expanding foam. So it's been about 10 hours. It should be plenty dry. You can see nice and stiff. And I'm taking a extra saw blade to shear it off. Just going to take it down to the level of the door and then sand it a little bit. And you can see I've got some paper down there to catch the bits. It'll still have to be vacuumed. But that's where I'm at right now. So here it is, cut off and sanded. I don't know if you can tell, but I've tried to leave it a little concave here, just slightly, so that when I put the putty on, there'll be a little bit of a room for it to go in. I might need to take it in a little bit more just to make sure that works. So I want the surface to which I'm bonding everything else to be, the putty, not the foam. I just want that to sort of be mass inside the hollow core door. So there it is with epoxy on. I've started sanding it a little bit. You can see that it's bubbled here where it's just kind of glommed onto the foam, so that's where I'm going to still have to use just standard drywall patch stuff. But this needs to be sanded down. All I've done is the 80 grit so far, so it will hopefully improve as I do more sanding. But it's pretty sturdy. I mean, it's been about 2 hours since I put it on. It's not cured completely, but I wanted to start sanding it now so that by the time it's cured, I can immediately start to spackle. And there, I'm pretty happy with that. At this stage, I used a 220 grit, and I think that's good enough. You can see most of it came off. There's still a little bit down here, but we'll have to just deal with that. So yeah, I'm going to wait for this to cure the rest of the way and then apply spackle. And that should hopefully take care of these bubbles. And then sand the spackle and make sure it looks good before I paint. So there's the first coat of spackle applied and sanded. You can see where it's filled in the bubbles. Which is nice, but there's still some spots here and here that need filling. So it needs a second coat, which I'll do and let it cure overnight. and sand and paint in the morning. So there it is, finished, or at least as finished as I think it needs to be. It's smooth, dry. I push on it, it doesn't break. So that's a step up from where it was. You can see there are a few holes in it, which apparently is due to me not stirring the spackling compound enough. So a little tip for you, I guess. But I think it looks pretty good. And, you know, from a distance, if you don't know what you're looking for, the door looks fine. Anyway, thanks for looking.